doing well. It's only the school in your church that is well graded, and other schools under your district are not doing well. Will you tell me that you will fulfill district children minister? No. 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 That's why sometimes, even when we ask the district children minister to demand for curriculum for their children, oh, it's appalling. Brethren, when we look at the school, you know, I was looking at the figure. I was looking at the report of our mommy. Especially this last quarter. My heart bleed. Mommy reported for the first quarter, July, August, September. She said we have 78,000, a little over 78,000 children. A little over 78,000 children. And this last quarter, a little over 65 or 68. Your report is with me. I look at the report. Are you telling me that is the true picture of the children we have in this organization? Is it the true picture? At that international committee meeting, I was asked to tell the number of the children that we have in Nigeria. I can't tell them. I couldn't tell them. Why? Because even if I ask the coordinator now, tell me the number of children in your region. Can you tell me? Tell me the number of children in your district. Tell me the number that are between 0 and 1. Can you give me the number between 2 to 5? Tell me the number between 6 to 8. Tell me the number between 9 to... When you don't even know the number, how will you get the curriculum that the children will use in the school? How? As I'm standing before you, we are still printing not more than 60,000 workbooks for our children. Show Dabe. Is it good like that? So what are you using in the school for them to learn? I go to the lesson. The lesson. That is the third thing. The lesson. When you look at the lesson, as the teacher, do you prepare your lesson? We've been told, even Evangelist Mike, I saw it in his paper, and our mommy also mentioned it. He says we should teach from the what? From the heart, and not from where? From the head. Do you prepare your lesson? Can I sit in your class as the teacher and you'll be comfortable to continue your lesson? Can I sit in your class? You just saw director coming and I sat in your class. Can you be comfortable to teach? Our mommy Ayeni was saying, we still have teachers that teach from the manual. People write to me a lot. We have teachers that teach from the manual. In those days, you must prepare your lesson notes. And the head of the department must what? Must approve your lesson notes. Do we still do it today? Raise up your hand. You are doing it today. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count. How can we reach them effectively? The lesson is important. The preparation is important. Did you prepare your lesson? And now that the leadership have made it very simple for us, he says we must meet only once in a month. And somebody was saying it at the next meeting. Should it be once in a month? Should it not be every day? We have seen it that every week it does not work. And now we say once in a month. Is it effective? How can they don't, this, our mommy is a professional teacher. Ma, can any teacher go to class to teach without preparing lesson notes? You don't have time to prepare your lesson. You cannot imagine the kind of presentation you are going to make. The kind of presentation. I am throwing that challenge to us. That as we leave this place, all the regional, all the districts, all the ASIs, all the superintendents in the children ministry should not allow any children teacher that does not come for preview to teach. Number 2, that does not present your lesson notes appended by your coordinator, you will not teach for that month. Go and sit down. Go and sit down. I am a professional teacher, a trained teacher. By the grace of God. You dare not go to the class without your lesson note signed. You can imagine. That's why I answer the questions that I put in your paper. Thank God for our mommy. When people cannot even buy manual for their children. In my church, manual is free for our children. By the grace of God, they don't pay. My pastor released money. And that is why Sunday school, we are the richest ministry. Our children give offering. And 50% of the offering stays in the church. That money, what do you think is meant for? It's not meant to buy fuel in the generator in the church. No. It's not part of pastor's salary. No. It's a designated money. That when we ask you to come and buy, book for your children manual. Of course, the teacher's manual should be free. Should be bought by the church. But when you are part of the church, by the grace of God, God has blessed you, you pay for it on behalf of the church. I, as a director, I buy my manual. And I always buy for students in my class. Go and find out. You're part of your job. If you cannot even know your students in details, will you be able to even buy curriculum manual? Talk less of now be ready to teach with your heart and not with your head. One affects one. Praise God. As I conclude, the next one is the students. The students. The Bible indicates in several places that the growth of every believer is very important. You must ensure the growth of your students physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually. You must identify the capacity and abilities in every child, and you develop it. You must nurture these children's abilities as God has placed them under you. You must pray for them to grow. You must pray for them. One of the things we do when we come once in a month is to pray for the work of God in our hands. You pray for your students, the students that you did not know by name. Will you be able to pray effectively? You don't know them by name. You don't know you don't know their background. You don't know what is happening to them. How will you pray and expect a change? There is need for having knowledge of them. If what you teach does not agree with what the student has learned from his environment, the conflict makes it harder for him or her to learn. You must know the environment.